Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den.
Come on in, y'all.
The kids, I don't want
Come
to see a
on
damn
in.
Tahada. If you look like a
You are now
Tahada, get out my
inside
damn face,
the
all right?
den,
Try
where the
it.
real talk begins. Kick off your shoes
Baby,
and
let's get
relax your
into it,
feet.
honey. Let's get into it. This is my review recap, child.
And the vibe so sweet. This is
Honey, when I
Tamika's
tell y'all
Den.
there
Safe
is the
space for your
foolishness and the foolery and the
soul, where
messiness with me.
stories unfold and self-love takes control. From movies
Child, I
to
could have had
the
a VA, all right?
mind,
This was supposed to
she's
be.
breaking it down with a crown on her head and a heart so sound.
Because Ronnie is a pop.
Light a candle, sip some tea.
Baby, they should have named this
Just let
Best
it be. You're
Ever.
not alone. We got your friend. Welcome home.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you spend a Saturday.
You are now in the den, and I'm now talking Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen, okay? Broadway musical. This play is on fire. Listen, this is a must see, okay? I saw it, I loved it, and you should see it too. TikTok, get on the block while it's hot, get down to the spot, because it ain't that much more time. They about to be up out of there, but honey, this gives you the chills, it gives you the thrills, it makes, you cry, it makes you laugh, it makes you want to dance and shout and scream and yell and pout and, feel all the feels as you should. Now, I need y'all to get down here and see this play. But better yet, Miss Alicia Keys, honey, baby, let me talk to you for a minute, okay? You, Christopher, or Michael, whoever's in charge, y'all need to go ahead and bring this to TV and let people see this thing, okay? That may not be able to make it to the play. Can we get a movie, okay? I'll take all of the things because I think that's how good the story is. I really, really enjoyed it. And I had been wanting to see this play for so long. And then when I heard Yolanda B. Adams was about to be in the building, I said, oh no, baby, I'm up in that thing. I'm not going to miss this again. Okay. And I went and I enjoyed it. I loved it. And now I got to tell y'all about it. Okay. So, of course, Hell's Kitchen is a Broadway play. It is inspired by Alicia Keys' life, okay, loosely based. And it is written by Christopher Diaz, featuring her hit songs from some of her albums, as well as new music that was made just for the play, okay? And it is a telling of the story of a 17-year-old girl finding her voice in the 1990s of New York City, okay? Going back into time, giving you that teenage love, all right? And it is directed by Michael Griff. The show explores the themes around identity, family, love, passion, and all of the. So this became a success in 2024. Right out the door, we had the Tony Awards. We had them winning for the actress, best featured actress. Okay, getting to it, honey. And so Malia Joy Moon and Shoshan Bean. I hope I'm not messing up their names actually won and were praised for their acting and vocal performances as they should be. All right. And in 2011, I want to say that Alicia Keys was involved as one of the producers and a music composer on a Broadway play, Stick Fly by Lydia R. Diamond, right? And although it got like critically acclaimed, the play did close due to some financial, failures. That was at the James Earl Jones Theater, and I think that kind of inspired her. They had 24 um, performances, like preview performances and 92 regular performances. And so fast forward to 2023, in an interview with Ebony Magazine, she talked about being inspired by the story of this Black family and the things that they went through. And I think that kind of led her to say, right, I think I could go ahead and do something with my story. And so you have a coming of age story centered on this young woman whose name is Allie, who lives in Manhattan Plaza, a housing complex. And she's kind of grappling with this overprotective mother. Of course, you know how it is when you're young. You think you know every damn thing, and your mama was born last night, and your mama got to tell you, I wasn't born, I was born at night, but I wasn't born at the night. Last night, child, okay? I've been doing this long before you was even thought of, right? And we have some of her classic hits like Fallen and Empire State of Mind. But also, as I mentioned before, there's also like, original songs, and the music and the lyrics are by Alicia Keys. And then you have the book or the written story by Christopher Diaz. You have the director, Michael Griff. You have the choreographer, Camille A. Brown. And they saying it's given a little bit like Lucy based on Alicia Keys. Some of the stuff is fictional, right? They have 13 nominations, and you had like I said, Best Leading Actress, Malia Joy Moon, and Best Featured Actress, Keisha Lewis. So shout out to them, right? And then it premiered in 2023, and we got in Broadway the Sherbert Theater in 2024, and it's pretty much been rocking in the Sherbert Theater since then. Now, what I didn't realize, because y'all, I've been trying to get this video up to y'all. Literally, I went to see the show December 30th, and life, and that held me back. And now this is my third recording. Hopefully, this one goes through because I really want to talk about it, but it will be leaving the end of February. They will be going on a North American tour, so we about to be all around the world and okay? And so I definitely want to put the word out there before then. Like, this is something that is worth you guys seeing. I enjoyed the story so much, right? And so we have Allie, who was played by Malia Joy Brown. She did the damn thing. And I have to say a special shout out to the woman that played her mama, okay, Miss Jersey, is her name inside of the, show, but her actual name, the artist that was portraying her, is Jessica Voss. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Miss Jessica, I was not up on your game, ma'am, but I'm up on it now. And let me tell you, you would have thought that Tina Marie done jumped up out of the damn grave and jumped inside this lady's throat, okay? But mixed between her and Mariah Carey, baby, or just angels, God himself, and all of that was in her throat because she was singing down. I said, okay, I already knew Yolanda was going to give me what I was coming for, but I didn't know about you, okay? She absolutely killed it. Of course, Yolanda Adams was playing Miss Lisa Zane, who becomes Allie's mentor, right? Where she doesn't even know how much music is going to play in her heart and in her life. And so, again, this was family. This was her, learning herself and looking for who she's going to be, going through the ups and downs where she feels like nobody understands her, not even her friends, right? And definitely not her mother. You have the aspect of her mom just being an overprotective mother and trying to treat her, teach her right and wrong and what she should be doing and not doing. You have her rebellion and, of course, thinking she know every damn thing. But you also, as I mentioned, have that aspect of not only feeling like, my mother don't understand, my mother couldn't have possibly went through the things that I'm going through, how could she possibly relate to me, but also with her mother being a white woman, her feeling like her mother is treating, this person that she's falling in love with, as if he's some type of thug. Every time you turn around, he's getting the cops called on him. And he's like, I know you only want me because you think I'm a bad boy. I'm not guilty pleasure. The more your mama's telling you to stay away from me, the more you want to come around me, right? Who hasn't been there? But on top of that, he like, y'all think I'm some thug, but really I'm not. I actually come out here. I know you see me on the block when it's hot and I'm playing my drums and all of that, chilling on the stoop. But I actually go to work every single day. I actually been going to church and praying since I was, 3 years old. Okay, I'm not what y'all think I am. I'm not what how they say looks could be, deceiving, right? Where you think I'm this type of person, but I'm really not. And her mother keeps trying to find a way to understand her and be sensitive to all of the things that's going on and saying, I really only want the best for you. I'm not trying to, be dismissive or be misunderstanding to you, but I need you to understand where I'm coming from and what I'm expecting of you and what I want for you. And she has a dad that's there but not there, right? Like Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, okay? So he's there, but he's not there. He in and out and all around. Sometimes he's promising that he's going to come through. And, sometimes we don't keep our promise. So really, Mama is the main, caregiver. He want to stop by every now and then and basically be like, oh, girl, it's been a minute. and I keep on falling. And she like, baby, you can fall your ass right out that damn door because that's not what I called you here for, right? And so we have all those aspects of it. We have losing relationships, trying to find relationships, different types of grief, whether it is friendships, relationships, and dynamics that fall apart and break apart as they do sometimes in life. You also have unexpected people that come into your life that you don't know how much of an impact that they're going to have. And then you also have loss of life where we have to go ahead and grieve and say our goodbyes in that way. So it really is like a full rounded story. And one thing that I really liked that stood out to me a lot was the way that she put the songs in. Like not only the songs that we already know from her, but the songs that was in the play and how the story really played out. I mean, from the music to the dance to seeing all the different nationalities and races as we do see here in New York. It was well represented on the stage, seeing the backdrops of the Empire State Building and, the Statue of Liberty and just the New York lights and getting chills from that part, right? The dancing was off the hook, the singing was off the hook, like everything was top tier. And the way that she was able to implement, like an example, I'll give y'all most of the songs that you hear from Alicia Keys, you probably would think like, oh, some of them you may say, okay, that's to yourself, like that's for the girl in you or the woman in you. And some a lot of them you would say this is relationship wise, like this is a mother, I'm sorry, like to a spouse, to a boyfriend, to a husband, to a fiance, to a wife, and that type of nature, right? Like romantic. But you wouldn't necessarily think about it as a mother to a daughter, right? Or as a mother just to her child. And the way that they was able to flip this scene where the mom was singing no one, no one. Okay, don't judge me, y'all. Y'all know I'm kind of losing my voice. I ain't no singer, especially not like her baby, because she was singing down. But the way they flipped that no one and had her mother singing that to her, I said, ooh, oh my God. Like y'all did that. Because I would have never thought about that. I would have never thought about even arranging it to that and putting it in that scene. But they did it and they did it so well and it actually worked. It made sense, but it would have been the last thing that would have been on my mind. And this is why I say that I would love for this show to play on TV. I would love for everybody to be able to see it, whether you can make it into the theater to see it or not. And even them making it into a movie, I just feel like when you do it right, I gotta tell you, you did it right, and they did this right. They really knew how to put this production together where you could understand why it's so critically acclaimed, why they did get nominated for different awards, and why so many different you know, um, Vanity Fair and Hollywood Reporter and, Billboard and a lot of these different things raved about it and talked about it and gave it such high scores. I absolutely agree with those scores. If they didn't get those scores, I would be more surprised about that. The New Yorker, Los Angeles Times, and so on and so forth, right? All pretty much said that they were phenomenal and them getting all these different type of award nominations is definitely well deserved. And so, I love seeing that aspect. I love seeing the aspect of her learning, what she want to do for herself. And like I said, going through the motions with friends, going through the motions with dad, where sometimes dad is there when he say he's gonna be there, sometimes he's not. Sometimes he surprises you and pops up, when you're not expecting. And speaking of, some of the artists that was in the play, right? I mentioned Yolanda Adams, who, Yolanda Adams did what I was expecting Yolanda Adams to do. The only thing I didn't have on my bingo card was Yolanda Adams dropping an F-bomb. I was like, wait a minute now. She came to act. She said, I'm in this play, okay? And I'm doing it how I'm supposed to be doing it, right? And then Davis was Ali's father. And so you did have Tank and Neo actually playing in the play, but I did not get to see either one of them. Tank actually had just finished. Neo was just going to be starting like that next day after I went to see the play. And so I got to see Brandon Victor Dixon, and he did a great job. Now, I wouldn't have mind seeing Tank if I could have saw him. But that was some of the main artists that was in the front line, but there was so many in the back that did an excellent job as well. I have no complaints about this play, y'all. I really had a good time, and I have been wanting to see it pretty much since it came to the theater in 2024. Never got to. I told y'all, I mentioned this before to most of my subscribers that's been rocking with me, that I don't get out the way that I used to, and so this was something that I really wanted to do. And this is the first, I'm hoping, of many, right? Getting back into plays, getting back into concerts. Now I know right now it's kind of cold, it's nippy out here in New York, and we got this daggone snow, so I know you may be kind of hesitant to get out here. But if you can make your way down there, this is one that would say it should be at the top of your list if you have not already seen it. Okay, and right now is the perfect time to go because they actually have tickets. $48 and up. Okay, 48 is the cheapest, and we go up from there. And we have a 2-for-1 special going on for just all Broadway plays in general. So myself, I would like to see MJ next. I would probably like to see, the one with Michelle Williams. I want to say that Zeph becomes her. You also have Taraji and Cedric the Entertainer in a play down there as well. Right now, you got a lot of them. So if you could go and see any of them, I would definitely say go ahead, take advantage of it, catch these sales, and make it down. Because for me, it had been a really long time since I had been to a play. The last thing that I went to, and probably the only complaint that I would have about this, just personally, for me and my experience, is that they didn't have no elevator, right? And I actually either usually walk with a cane or a walker. So me getting up the stairs, somebody had to help me. That was a little difficult. Whereas when I went to see Alvin Ailey 2 years ago, I was able to ride the elevator up. I didn't really know the layout. So I think depending on your situation is where you would kind of want to get, your tickets at. Now look at God, because baby, it ended up working out for me where even though I originally went upstairs, later they actually end up, because they were jam packed. The lady said that that was not even normal for them. Usually they wouldn't be packed like that, especially for an early afternoon show. I would recommend early afternoon. I feel like this is for families. This is for, if you hanging with the girls, if you hanging with the boys, if you want to take your child, like anybody and everybody could go. That's something else that I like about it. But afternoons aren't typically as crowded, but just so happened that this day, probably because it was in between the holidays, it was really crowded. And they were saying they didn't have any type of extra space, right? They didn't have nowhere to move me to. So the lady ended up coming and asking me, like, oh, do you want to move down by the orchestra? Baby, she couldn't even get it out her mouth. I was like, yes, before she could even finish it. Okay, go ahead and take me down there. So I spent a portion upstairs, a portion downstairs by where the you know orchestra was. And then, I stayed there for a while and watched like the first part of, um, the play, right? And was just jamming with them. And I mean, the music was rumbling through me. Like I literally could feel it going through me. So I didn't have no type of complaints where that was concerned. And then I went from there to I'm sorry, y'all. I was kind of losing my thoughts for a minute, right? I went from there, and this is the outside. I'm just showing y'all some of the pictures that I took, right? And so I listened to that, and I'm grooving and moving. And then when we get a break in between, and it's like an intermission or whatever, actually, she's like, okay, well, we do have somebody that didn't show up, and she was actually able to move me to where I was right there, baby, where I could look in their daggone mouths. I could see the sweat. Like I ended up being 2 rows back from the stage. Okay, there go me, your girl right there. I was outside in these streets, baby. I said, I'm gonna make it do what it do for 2026. I ain't trying to play no games. So that was just like my personal promise to myself. And being as though it was my cousin's birthday, it was kind of like a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1, if you will, because I got to chill with her for her birthday. And I got to go see a play that I had been wanting to see for a really long time now. And I got to see it with Yolanda Adams, who I absolutely love. So, I felt like I was killing 3 birds with 1 stone. And so, yeah, I was right there able to, like I said, be up in front of the stage. And I tried to snap as many pictures as I could up in there. I said, look at God. Ain't God good, honey? He put you where he want you to be. Okay. I did not start there, and I definitely did not pay for those seats but I got to be up close and personal. And so, yeah, I went through, like I said, all the different emotions. The music was good. The vibe was good. The people was good. People had traveled from all around different places. You know, we met one family that all of their birthdays was like the same day. And, you know, they were there. I think they was coming from DC and Maryland and Virginia, a couple different places. And they all met up there to come and see the play. And we got to chit-chatting with them, you know, because like I said, my cousin was celebrating her birthday too, and typically we grew up celebrating our birthdays together. Hers is the 30th, mine's is the 10th, and my brother's in between us with the 31st. And we all grew up having our birthday parties together, so it had been a minute since I had been able to celebrate with her. And this was a way for us to kind of, you know, be able to do that. So it was very, you know, sentimental and emotional, and we had a funky good time. And again, I just would recommend it. I really want to talk about it, and I hope that I'm able to share this video this time. This is like the third one, right? 3 strikes and you out, honey. This gonna have to be the one to go through so that you guys can hear, you know, about it and how much I enjoyed it. And hopefully you go and you enjoy it too. If it's something that you already saw, put that in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. If it's something that you've been thinking about seeing but you wasn't too sure, you know, and if it's something that you get to see, come back and tell me what you thought about it. But I really am hoping, y'all, because we have seen the Wiz and some of the other ones, you know, make it to TV. This was one that I would definitely recommend that they put on TV and that everybody be able to watch as a family. And again, shout out to, you know, the actress Jessica Voss. I will never forget your name, girl, because you did that, all right, who played Jersey, Allie's mother in this. Also, she played in Wicked. I think she was Elsa in Wicked, if I'm not mistaken. Girl, whatever place you go in, okay, I want to be there because you absolutely killed it. But that's what I got, y'all. This is definitely one. Y'all know I usually do the what you should be watching. This is one you should be watching. This is one you should be going to see. This is definitely one that should be on your list. They will be there to the end of February, and then they're going to be up out of there and traveling all around the world and okay. But if you can't get to this one, get to one of the other ones. And if there's some other ones that you think I need to be out here seeing, definitely put that in the chat because your girl is trying to be up out in these streets, okay? I'm trying to live my best life and get out here more as I should, as we all should. And yeah, y'all, that is what I have for y'all. Till next time, toodaloo.
Come on in, y'all. Come on in. You've now entered the den where the real talk begins. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. We vibe through the screen and the vibe's so sweet. This is Tamika's den, safe space for your soul, where stories